don't even know. What's going on, Rockstars? It is your girl, Talia Janette, the leader of the Rockstars. We are back with my trip to Orlando. We are now day 4 of 5 from Disney, from Walt Disney for the entire trip. But day 4 we mixed it up just a little bit. We opted to do 2 parks. So the first half of the morning we went to what I still call MGM Studios, but apparently now it is Disney Hollywood Studios. I completely am showing my age because I remember when it was called MGM. Just saying. So we went to MGM in the morning and it was just a hot day. Like, I think day 4 is probably the hottest out of all of them. So again, I traveled with non-adrenaline junkies. So I went to Tower of Terror. I had to do that. I was terrified when I was younger to get on it. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. It can't be as bad as, I don't know what I had envisioned in my head. I didn't know that Tower of Terror was an actual, like, the ride moved at some point. I thought it was a straight free fall type situation. This wait time for this was, God, I don't even know. I don't know how long the wait time, it was an hour though for sure. But again, and this was actually, you know what, I'm lying, it was an hour and a lot of it was standstill. Unlike a lot of the other waits that we had to do, this was, a lot of it was standstill. So again, I thought Tower of Terror was literally, you go, they put you in a seat, it shoots you up and it drops you down. No one told me that this was, the ride was going to move, do this, do that, and then drop and then bounce. Y'all, I was sandwiched between 2 kids. And I felt so bad because the little boy next to me had started panicking at one point. His mom is trying to swindle him like, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. So now his panicking triggered his sister, who's sitting on my other side, and then the grandmother's trying to calm. They put grandma on this ride, y'all. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, like I said, I just thought it was a free fall drop, and it wasn't. But I'm glad that I did get the chance to do it. So if you're, and what kills me is that I got off of that ride and my heart was racing. And usually after like some type of adrenaline ride like that, my heart stops racing like soon as we get off. My heart was racing for about 10 minutes after the fact. So yeah, if like you're looking for a rush, I would definitely say get on Tower of Terror. As a group, we got on, what did we get on? We got on it was a Toy Story ride. So we did 2 Toy Story rides. The first one was like a drive-through carnival, which was interactive, which I adored, because it took me back to my Wii Carnival days. It was dope. So you got to attack targets, and then everything was oversized toys. So like the teacher in me was really like, oh my god, like look at this type of thing. After we got off that, we went to the Alien Saucer ride. Again, cute for the kids, not if you're an adrenaline junkie. And it literally just, it spins you, it whips you, it spins you, it whips you. And I think possibly, I'm not sure why it was such a short ride. Like it was literally like a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Wait time was literally 0 because there was no line for that. I think everybody's on the Slinky Dog roller coaster though, so I think that's possibly why there was no wait time for that. We did go to the Muppet, I guess you can call it like the Muppet 3D, 4D interaction. Well, it wasn't interactive really, but it was like a movie that shows you the behind the scenes with their 3D and 4D. It was cute. The puppet guys up top were hilarious. Like, Some of the jokes were above the head of the kids, but it was hilarious. So then we left MGM. Like, so we didn't stay there long because we had to go to Universal Studios, and I was so excited. I haven't been to Universal probably since before my brother was born. Yeah, I think, yeah, because I don't think we took him to Universal. And lo and behold to me, I didn't know Universal was 2 different parks. And they're 2 different prices. So we did Island of Adventures because I needed to get my Jurassic Park filled and my friends needed to get their Harry Potter filled. So I ditched off from them because, again, they wanted to go shop. I made a beeline straight to the Velocicoaster. Y'all, I just want y'all to know, this is probably the best roller coaster in the United States. I don't care what anybody says. Wait time, again, was ridiculous. It was about an hour, but again, this was probably the longest walkthrough that I had to do this entire trip. Get to the roller coaster. Now, let me tell y'all how crazy this ride is, right? So you get to a particular point before you get on the roller coaster. They have metal detectors because you cannot take your bags, your phones, your cameras, zip, zook, nada. You can't take anything on this roller coaster. I was confused because, again, you know, most roller coasters nowadays, they have a pouch built in, or, you know, the old school days where they had storage for each train. Nah, bro. They gave you, if you did not purchase a locker, they gave you this swipey thing for a free locker at the ride. You had to put all your stuff in it, and then they put you through a metal detector. I'm like, bro, I thought I left TSA at MCO. So they put me through the metal detector, and it was hilarious at one point because I had beat, and I had my pins on. So I told the guy, I'm like, bro, can I just leave it inside my shirt? Like, what's the worst that can happen? All right. So I end up with this family. They had son. Son couldn't have been no more than 9 or 10. We got to the top, and I saw the little boy panic. I'm like, oh, his parents are going to be mad. They waited an hour. So now I'm trying to convince him. I'm like, no, get on it. It's going to be lit. We're going to have fun. Just do it. So he sat with his mom. I sat with the dad. So we get on. I was unaware that this roller coaster did not have an overhead strap. This was just a lap bar type situation. I said, oh, okay, I know how this is about to go. Roller coaster takes off. Stops at one point. I didn't know this was a pull back shoot type situation. I thought it was just a regular roller. That joint pulled us back, shot us off, y'all. One point, it comes to another stop. And you know how you feel something just building up and it's getting ready to be crazy? Y'all, it did that. And the roller coaster shot us off again. So at one point, we're going so fast, and this roller coaster had, I think, like maybe 2 massive drops. Everything else was a loop and a turn. We got to a loop over the water and my wig slid back. I had my blonde one on, but all I could think was, I can't afford for my wig to fall off. Because when I tell y'all my braids underneath were busted, I'm trying to just hold my wig now at one point, but the gravitational force is so strong, my arms are being pulled back. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm just trying to hold on to it. I'm like, if I hold on here, my wig won't come off. My wig won't come off. Y'all, I almost walked out of there bald, man. So then we get off. I didn't realize there was another kid on our train. He's screaming. So I'm asking his mom, I'm like, what happened? Was it that bad? She's like, yeah, it's his first roller coaster. His first roller? You put that on this child for his very first roller coaster? The kid is traumatized. And I'm trying to tell him, bro, if you can do that, you can get on any roller coaster now. But I'm pretty sure this kid will never get back on a roller coaster. But you would have thought somebody died the way that kid was crying. After that, I walked over to the water flume. So now I'm thinking, this is the TikTok gimmick with the Mosasaurus that's cracking the glass. I'm excited. I get to the front and I ask the lady, I show her the video. She's like, oh no, that's in California. Why is it not here, miss? Why is, so you need to tell me now I gotta go to Universal in California now? Okay, fine, I digress. So we get on, we travel through Isla Sorna, Isla Nublar, whatever, whichever one it was. So I'm like, okay, this is cute. The dinosaurs are in the water. It's real calm, right, y'all? So at one point we hit a little boot. I said, oh, that's it. So keep in mind that the lady at the front also said, oh, you're going to get wet on this ride, so it doesn't matter where you sit. So after we hit the little boop, I go, I didn't get wet. I didn't get soaked. I want my money back. Lo and behold, we go into this room and it shoots us up a hill. And there's a giant T-Rex at the top of it. So I said, okay. It kept getting a little higher and a little higher. I'm like, all right, this is a little high for a water flume now. And it dropped us real fast, real quick. And at one point, the girl in my row goes, it's raining. So I'm like, she's bugging. It's not raining. Y'all, the sky had opened up at some point while we were going up the hill. So I get off and I tell a guy at the exit, I'm like, bro, I know y'all said we was going to get soaked, but this is not what I had intended. It's raining something terrible. So of course this particular day I didn't walk with my poncho, so I had to end up buying a poncho and an umbrella, right? I go in the store, buy it. The girl in front of me, she makes a purchase. She has a small child and a baby with her. Now don't get me wrong, I told y'all Orlando is crowded right now. It is packed. I don't know if she bumped into the lady or the lady bumped into her, but all I know, words got thrown, B-bombs got dropped, F-bombs got dropped. It was about to get critical. I said, let me take my talents out of here. So I walked across to the King Kong attraction, the Skull Mountain attraction. Y'all know me, I love the 2015 version of King Kong. So, y'all, the ghetto that this ride was. I was on this line for probably 2 hours, and I only stayed because it was indoors and I was not trying to stand in the rain. I was legit on that line for 2 hours with no cell reception. So we're waiting. I didn't realize a portion of the ride was actually like they had to drive outside to drive back into the attraction. So I think that's what kind of held it up a little bit too. So at some point too, like a few of the cars for whatever reason weren't working, so they had to take those out of service. Boom. So we get on the ride. Y'all, I won't survive the jungle. I realize this more and more every time I do something. Just, you know, jungle survival may not be for me. And this was a stimulator, so this really wasn't a like a ride. So drove through. A lot of the time, like, you know, it gives you the truck shaking, the truck driving, the truck dropping, but a lot of it was the screens moving, rotating, and it was a 3D situation. So a lot of the stuff was popping out with the 3D vision. So now at one point, I had got nauseous because the way it was such a fast motion, the car dropped and then the screen rolled. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up, and I didn't eat. So I'm like, I was just confused. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up on this man next to me. At the end, there was a huge gorilla skull, like a gorilla head. So there wasn't anything, like he didn't jump out, like the head just moved and snorted and growled at you. And that was it. I think those were the only 3 things I got on. I did not get on Hulk because, like I said, it was raining so bad, like it was really bad at one point. So like they had a lot of the outdoor roller coasters, they did have to shut down, so they did turn Hulk off, so I didn't get to get on that. And then the Spider-Man stimulator that was another 2-hour wait. So I just ended up grabbing something to eat and I went back to the hotel. But y'all, Universal Studios lit. OD lit. If you are an adrenaline junkie like I am, your best bet is to go get on the Velocicoaster. I don't care what anybody tells you. Don't let nobody change your mind. You go get on the Velocicoaster and you keep it moving. Point blank period. do it, be great. So for MGM Studios, on a scale of 1 to 10, because like I said, we didn't get to do much, I am going to rank it a 6. And I'm only going to give it a 6 because Tower of Terror saved it. The roller coaster, I think that was Rocking Roller Coaster or like something. Yeah, I think that's the Aerosmith roller coaster. I wanted to get on that, but it was also another 2-hour wait. So I wouldn't have had time to get on it. But Tower of Terror saved it. So I didn't completely waste the day going to MGM, but I would have liked to get on, I would have adored getting on the Aerosmith roller coaster. Universal was a 10, even though it rained just so ignorantly, y'all. Like, I've never seen that much rain in a week. And remember, y'all, I told y'all I only packed sandals. So I'm actually very, very shocked that I didn't get any type of fungus while I was down there because my feet were just wet the entire trip. But Universal was a 10. I was here for it. I loved it. I'm going to go back at some point. So if you are in Orlando, I definitely think you should get on the, you should definitely jump on the Universal wave. Other than that, y'all, we're almost done. We'll talk about day 5 and the hotels in the next upcoming videos.